burned shoes on Instagram. You cleaned a pair of shoes that were like covered in blood.
Man, we didn't have a clue if that shit was gonna come out.
We got overnight success. It doesn't work that way. Building a real influence takes time. Social media is so important towards your business because it's about your influence. It's about brand.
I've never been good at anything, bro. I remember struggling with people not believing.
It's focus and patience, that determination that says like, hey, I'm going to do this even though I don't know what it looks like.
I don't think you can get anywhere in this world without help. I don't even know. I've never thought about prices or nothing. I'm just cleaning shoes right now. First thing I'm going to do is be brutally honest with you. People are spending money on like the dumbest. But I get it. You got to build that trust with the public so they start flooding in. They're asking me for prices. Never thought about prices. I don't know. I'm just making up.
Obviously, when you run a business, it's a whole different story because you got to pay the light bill, you got to pay the building, you got to pay insurance, you got to pay your people.
That's a whole nother monster. You're
in it. You know what that is.
Everything costs, bro.
Did you go in like, all right, let me see what my margins are? Or were you just like balls to the wall? I'm going in, baby. This is a great idea.
That's exactly how I went in, bro. Boom, 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 throughout social media. My name started spreading. In that moment, I was like, this is real because random people are adding me. I'm just making up.
That's the power of influence.
You're talking to a guy, man, I don't have any business experience at all. They don't teach you this shit in school.
No, they don't.
Just kick the door down and get in there and learn as you go.
You look at your boss and you have no idea what they had to go through.
I dealt with that for so many years.
Welcome to the Grind Podcast. We're here with Carthan and Lathan. Carthan is the owner of The Replay. It's a sneaker cleaning company, and I want to talk about it. I want to talk about the grind that you had to go through, the issues, all the hard points. So, tell me, let's go ahead and start off. What was, the conception of The Replay?
Well, for starters, I've always cleaned my sneakers. We all have. So, what I'm doing isn't rocket science. It isn't me creating fire or nothing like that. Everybody been cleaning their shoes, you know?
Yeah.
I just decided during COVID, pretty much when COVID hit or around the stimulus check era.
Yeah.
People were spending money on the dumbest shit, you know? And I'm like, man, how could I get some of this money, man? Everybody's spending money on dumb shit. Nobody can go out nowhere.
Yeah.
How could I make the money come to me? And I'm literally cleaning my shoes as I'm doing this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can give my old lady a call right now. She'll tell you, I used to spend, Kayla, give me an hour or so. I'm going to clean my shoes. Nobody bother me.
Man, I wish I had that, dude, because I love my shoes. But even like you said, I don't clean them.
Well, you do now.
I'm about to start, though.
You got The Replay, bro.
All day, all the way, bro. But that was the spark. Every business out there that in my opinion, that's been created, they're capitalizing off convenience.
Yeah.
So McDonald's, I use this example all the time. You're coming home from wherever you're doing, you don't feel like cooking. Cooking's a job. It's a task. Yeah. It's one more thing to do. McDonald's is right there. You swing over, get the family a meal. Cool.
Yep.
We all know how to make a cheeseburger, but do we want to make the cheeseburger?
Right.
That's the biggest issue. So I'm sitting here cleaning my shoes, and I'm like, man, how could I make some of this money?
Yeah.
And it just sparked. So the first thing I did, hopped on Amazon, found some shoe cleaning stuff. I wanted to see if I could take it a little bit higher than dish liquid.
Yeah.
The normal shit. So I get that stuff, I bring it in, I order it, all that good stuff, and I give a buddy of mine, I start cleaning my own shoes first.
Yeah.
Advertising it on Snap. Now keep in mind at this point, I'm a loser. L7 loser. Always been that way. Never had a big following.
Yeah.
Nobody ever really kind of, knew me. They knew of me, but I don't know. Because I've always been low key. Mm-hmm. And I understood that it is what it is. I'm not stressing about anything like that, but I started cleaning my own sneakers and I started promoting it on my social medias.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I reach out to a good friend of mine and I ask him the question, hey man, you mind I clean your shoes for free? Yeah, dumb. You can come get all of them. Right, come get all of them. So
you still doing that, by the way?
Right.
Yeah, he does, but not for you.
The price went up. That's all. That's all it is. But
worth it though.
I contacted a good friend of mine and can I clean your shoes? Obviously, it's a yeah.
Yeah.
Pull up. I grab all his shoes. I clean them. I shake them back. They look great.
Yeah.
He gives me a shout out, and from there, that's when it started. That's when I knew okay. This will work, because after he gave me that shout out through Snap, all the ads and follows,
Let's go.
I started in that moment. I was like, God, this is real, because random people are adding me and asking me, what you charge. I'm just making up. I'm
Dude, it's like you didn't even have to try. You clean a pair of shoes, and then your boy comes in, shouts you out, and now you got people calling you. And that, dude, honestly, that's the power of influence. That's such a huge thing.
Yep.
Like such a huge thing. So
I 100% agree with that, man. And it, like, how could I put it? It knows these people are asking me, what do you charge? I don't even know. I've never thought about prices or nothing. I'm just cleaning shoes right now. He just so happened to give me a shout out. I didn't ask for it or anything. It was organic. He did it himself.
yeah,
He actually started.
that's kind.
He actually started the whole wave.
Wow.
Get at my boy. He clean shoes. Blah blah blah. So they start flooding in. They're asking me for prices. I've never thought about prices. I don't know. I'm just making up.
Right.
$20. They're like, bet. So they're bringing me shoes. I'm cleaning them for $20, and I'm like,
How long would it take you to clean those shoes?
okay.
Like at least at that time, right? Because you're not as experienced at that time. You've just
Right.
been doing it yourself.
I want to say it actually, because people still ask us that till this day. It depends on how bad the shoes are.
Well, yeah.
If it's a decent cleaning, maybe 30 minutes to an hour, depending on what needs to be done. If it's a light cleaning or something like that.
So you're still making decent money, not great, but like decent. I mean, like obviously when you run a business, it's a whole different story because you got to pay the light bill, you got to pay the building, you got to pay insurance, you got to pay your people, you know, like so yeah, like that's definitely gonna inflate those costs.
Dude, and that I'm sure we'll dive deeper into that as we continue, but that's a whole nother monster. We just let me continue. That's a monster right there, bro. People just do not get it. But well, it's because you're in it, dude. You're in it. You know what that is. Yeah, man. Everybody
else
costs,
is just consumers.
Like,
yeah,
everything costs, and they just do not get that.
No, they don't.
Yeah, basically from that point, from that moment, it just turned into what it is today, and I started making enough revenue in the backyard to where I managed the money, flipped the money, bought this equipment and bought that equipment, and got that custom built. The things that I needed to, get more money. I've always believed in reinvesting in myself.
Yep.
And of course the business. And at that point, prices started to go up. I started doing a little more digging, more research, creating my own sneaker cleaner and all that good stuff. Now we don't have one yet, but I can tell you,
it's still in the works, though.
Yeah, definitely in the works.
You better believe we're going to talk about that too.
Oh yeah. It's been plenty of nights I done tore the stove up, or there's white powder all over the stove. My old lady, what the hell are you doing? I'm ending up killing myself mixing all this stuff together. But all in the name of science and success, man. So
heck yeah, man.
I'm with it. But started cleaning shoes, started getting orders in. The money started flowing in, reinvesting. Then I started realizing, hey, buy, sell, trade. I started buying. People started messaging me, hey, do you buy shoes? I'm like, oh, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I buy shoes. Out the blue. I'm no sneaker salesman. I knew about Jordans coming up as a kid. Yeah. But most of us grew up poor, bro. Everybody got the same story, the same start. We all grew up poor. So when people, say that story, man, we all come from the same rock, bro. Black, white, blue, green. Most of us grew up poor. All that other man, we all poor. Yeah. So I always knew about the Jordans coming up. We just couldn't afford it. But now that I reached the age to where I'm an adult, I can generate my own money through work. Yeah. This is before the replay. Yeah. Or before me sneaker cleaning. Now that I can generate my own money, I can buy my own shit. So I reached the point to where, okay, as a kid, I never got to get Jordans. I want to start getting Jordans.
I'm gonna get all of them.
I'm sorry?
I'm going to get all of them.
Well, here's the thing. A lot of people come to me and they think I'm a sneakerhead. I'm no sneakerhead by any means, bro. I don't know the history of it because, coming up, I was outside. Yeah. I got scars. I could tell you a story about every scar on my leg, bro. Growing up in the country, fishing, hunting, all that good stuff. Oh, wow. I didn't have time for Jordans.
Building forts, man.
Right. Outside in having stick wars and shit. So that's how I came up. But as I got older, I started to take a look at all the Jordans and seeing what the hype was about, what the craze was about. Because sneakers are $1 billion industry. Yeah, oh yeah. So I was like, if I'm going to clean these shoes, I need to know these shoes. Yeah. Jordans 1 through what the ever. Not only do I need to know them, I need to know their code names. I need to know, and organically, I need to know what material it's made from. Yeah. Because I'm going to start getting phone calls of, hey, I got a Jordan 4, blah, 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 blah. Can you clean it? Yeah. Well, I need to know what that is in my head so I can give them a response based on the material. Yep. So as I started developing that, as I started developing that knowledge of learning my product, so to say, I started buying my own sneakers.
Yeah.
So when people started asking, do you buy, sell, trade? Yeah. So I started collecting sneakers, restoring them, putting them back out at a discounted price, and that really helped blow the business up.
Yeah.
Selling things, real authentic sneakers for dirt cheap. You would not believe how fast
that actually makes me curious, because I think about this a lot. You know, we've known each other for close to a year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I know that you buy shoes, you clean them, you sell them. But your main service is obviously cleaning shoes.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like, as far as like your consumer, how do you see like their psychology on consumption, whether it's like something new or if it's something that they bought that looks new, but it's used? Like, is it relatively the same? Do they find almost the same amount of value in buying those Jordans, even though like they were previously owned? Or is it, I mean, obviously like for a dollar amount, nobody's going to be like, yeah, I'm going to pay a new price for it. But do they still seem to be like, oh, this is still Jordans and I want to still wear these, and they're still the same value?
Absolutely. Everything's at an all-time high.
Yeah.
Everything's at an all-time high. So if you can give somebody the same quality for less money,
yeah,
they're gonna take that. I don't give a what walk of life you're from. We get D-boys, we get we get white folks, Asians. It don't matter. Everybody who has feet comes in this store. They want the best bang for their buck. Yeah, like they would anywhere in any walk of life. Yeah, it just so happens we're selling authentic, top quality sneakers that have been restored, cleaned, deodorized, all that good stuff. For a cheap price, man. Yeah, and it's almost like
it's a lot cheaper than buying a new pair of shoes.
Exactly.
You know? I look. So like I've always like growing up, I've always had this like, you know, shiny object syndrome kind of thing where it's like I want it new. You know, like I'm the only one that touched it. And honestly, as I get older, I start finding the value of like buying something that is used but still in good quality. Mm-hmm. And it's like you're not just paying like only half the price. You're paying sometimes even less than a quarter of what it would cost to get brand new. And the thing is, it's like if you look at sneakers, right? Like, yeah, it might be really shiny. You give it a week, that shoe's probably going to look like what you have anyways. Like when you're restoring a shoe or cleaning a shoe. And so it's like, man, like I want to save money. And the concept of like going to a sneaker laundry. Now I think like the thing is, it's like, yeah, you might find it in more prominent areas like bigger cities and stuff like that might be a little more common. But I think you're in a really untapped market because there's no one else doing it unless they're doing it in their garage. But you made a storefront that someone can come and clean their shoes for a quarter of the price or less than quarter of a price. Really, I mean, the more expensive the shoe doesn't mean it's going to go up in value, really, does it?
Well,
I know it depends on like what needs to be done, but I want to know like more of like how you actually like price out a shoe and things like that, if that's okay.
Well, we price it out based on time and material. Okay, that's how we price it out. Yeah. We did have it separate based on, and when I say time and material, I mean our time, you know, labor.
Yeah, and
absolutely. The material we're using to clean the shoe. Yeah, because it's expensive. Yeah. What's going for it, Lathan? Or what? Hold on, I'm sorry. Bleep that out. I don't want to say the name of the product. Yeah. What's our products going for, Lathan?
A gallon, at least what, 110, 120, something like that.
Wow. And that's the product that you use to clean?
Well, I take that. Sorry. A gallon of the product we use is closer to 200.
Okay.
How long does that gallon last though?
It depends on how frequent the sneakers come in. Now we can go through a gallon and
like how many shoes roundabout? I know that's probably like a hard number.
Ooh, yeah, it is pretty hard because we're so penny pinching.
Right.
Would you say, spray is.
Could you say like
get a squeegee?
20 shoes, 30 shoes, 40 shoes, 50 shoes, 100 shoes.
A gallon probably. We can probably get about maybe with us the way we stretch the product. Probably about 50, 60 pairs of shoes.
So I'm guessing
it can definitely pay for
application.
Yeah.
You spray it.
Yeah.
Or, okay.
Absolutely.
You're like, I saw you do 2 pumps on that, bro.
Yeah, bro, I'm telling you.
Back off.
1.5
bro,
pumps,
I used
man.
to come in and be like, who like the gallon's down a quarter. How? Because I ended up hiring this one guy that came in, just giving the kid a shot. You know, he already was into restoring himself, and like I said, I look for that. I look for, someone making tangible.
Yeah,
he did. He didn't come to me like, hey, how you clean a shoe? He came to me knowing already. So out the gate, I like you.
Yeah,
you're taking it serious. You've taken steps before I even told you what step to take on your own initiative. Great. But we got him in and he starts, and when it's like a
dollar signs going out, man.
Yeah. I can hear it across the room when doing that.
It reminds me of that.
Who's spraying all that? Stop spraying.
It reminds me of Elf. I don't know if y'all have seen that movie or not, Elf with Will Ferrell, where he's like 6-inch ribbon curls. Mm-hmm. And she's like, that's impossible. It's like, you got Carthan over there like 1.5 sprays. It's all you need.
That's it, man. Because that's expensive, and like we mentioned earlier, everything costs, man, and that's what folks don't get. But
dude, but that frugality, that efficiency is definitely going to make a huge difference in your numbers in the end, because that little bit adds up to be a whole lot after a year,
Right.
I feel like that exact mindset is what got you to where you are now, man, because a lot of people, they don't pay attention to the little fraction of cost.
Right.
And that really does, like Eric just said, it adds up.
Well, it's because they don't have to pay for it.
They don't have to pay for it. Yeah, you'll pay attention to everything when it starts chipping away at your pocketbook, bro.
Heck
so
yeah, dude.
everything.
Yeah, man.
But
like Terry Crews from that's 49 cents worth of chicken.
Everybody hates Chris.
Yeah, man.
Man.
Right there.
I'm like that in there. But you gotta be, man, and it don't matter what field you're in, man. As an entrepreneur, as an owner, as a head of a vessel, man, if I had a number over my head, kind of like there's this anime I always bring up called Death Note. The Shinigami can see how many years you have over your head before you die. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Picture me with a number that's constantly on minus, but it's in frames of. That's how I look at like every step I take, every moment I'm not making money, I'm losing money.
Yeah.
So
because
I'm constantly on.
I think that's a really, really wise way of looking at it, because it's not about, like, I think people focus too much on the dollar amount instead of the opportunity amount, right? Because when you really want to make a difference, when you really want to grow, like growing a business. Like, it's one thing to have like a mom and pop shop and like, oh yeah, I just want to make this, targeted amount a year and I'm good. And sure, you can do that. And a lot of people can be very happy with that. And that's cool. But when you want to be really ambitious, it has to become more than just saying, hey, I want to make X amount of dollars.
Right.
It's like, hey, I want to continue to grow, but I also want to continue to grow in influence, because that gives you the opportunity to not just make even more money, but it can make a difference on like how your world is reacting to it.
Absolutely.
Like starting new businesses or even organizations, And I know that you have one thing that I really love. We'll get into it a little bit more, but like how you donate shoes to people, and we'll talk about that in a little bit.
I can't wait to get into that one, because that one hits home for me. So
I love it, dude. And I got to film some stuff like that for you, which was freaking cool, man. And video did pretty decent. Mm-hmm. But I want to ask you, so like when you started the replay, or like really just kind of started, what? Oh yeah. Let me ask that. Like when you started the replay, did you go in like mathematically, like, all right, let me see what my margins are, or were you just like balls to the wall? I'm going in, baby. This is a great idea.
That's exactly how I went in, bro. You're talking to a guy, man. I don't have any business experience at all.
Yeah.
We like I said, we all come from the same background. They don't teach you this shit in school.
No, man,
they don't.
They
teach
really
you
should.
about sales tax and parish tax and
yeah.
all the in betweens. So you kind of gotta just kick the door down and get in there and learn as you go.
Yeah,
because you'll never know it all. I got a good friend of mine, Anthony Manzella. Shout out Anthony. He's basically been in business for himself since 19, and he's really taken me by the hand.
Yeah.
And pretty much showing me all the nooks and crannies of this shit, man, because it's a monster. Everybody, I ain't gonna say everybody, but a lot of people, they'll wake up and say, I want to start a business. And it's cool. It sounds good. It sounds fun. Working for yourself. You're your own boss, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Two things with that. And this isn't, I'm not knocking anybody that's a sole proprietor, that's doing a service.
You're a freelancer.
Yeah,
freelancer.
Exactly.
Which is a lot different than running a business.
Right. your business can't function without you there.
Yeah.
I truly believe the purpose of entrepreneurship is to generate a business that functions while you're not there.
Passive income, baby.
Exactly.
That's right.
If you have to be there, then you, to me, in my eyes, and I may be looking at it wrong, but that's no different than being an employee at a job.
Yeah.
You have to be there. You generate a system that works without you being there.
Yeah.
And that's the goal for me.
Yeah.
It's to generate a system that works when I'm not there. Not saying I want to be lazy, but I left work not to come work.
Well, you work, you work, and that's something that I want to talk a little bit about too, is like you work a full-time job.
Yeah.
You're a welder, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like you work a full-time job and then you show up over at the replay and work some more. And look, I have to applaud you for your hustle, man, because I feel that. I do that same thing. Like I was telling Sam, I'm like, dude, I get up at like 5 to 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And then I get off of work at like 10 p.m.
Yeah.
You know?
Like bringing up that scenario, like I wouldn't be without that man over there, without Lathan and Jamie, and they are the lifeline of this business. So people come in and say, they'll see the shoes. Morel, you shook these back, man. You the best, bro. Man, that wasn't me.
Yep.
I'm totally comfortable with giving away the glory, bro. I don't want the glory. Yeah, I want them to have it. They actually did the job. Yeah. It ain't me.
You're trying to build a brand, not a name for yourself.
Facts.
which I think is very good. And I try to do the same thing, right? Like, and I think we even had conversation when we were working together too. It's like, oh, Eric was doing this. I was like, no. Like, it's not Eric, it's Lid. It's my business. It's not this. And it's because we're both like on that same road of trying to establish something greater than ourselves, because I can only go so far. And while I think that I'm talented, like I'm not as talented as everybody else. There's more people that are more talented. And so it's like, those are the people that I want to hire. Those are the people that I want to represent Lid.
Exactly.
And to grow. And it's the same thing with that, man. It's because it's like, for one, if you want to think about like a retirement plan, like I don't want to be in the grind all day, every day, nonstop. Like right now, it's like, I'm saying like I'm going to bed at like 10 p.m. But dude, I'm exhausted. I've been doing that for 7 days a week.
Right.
I'm exhausted.
Where you have to do that to cultivate the business to get it to where you can be in that, retirement mode. Yeah. It's like Elon Musk was talking about, like when he started Tesla and he had all these employees working for him. He talks about, I saw in an interview how he's like, like I got a lot of money, all this stuff, all this influence, but he's like, I wanted them to see that I was in that grind with them, and he would sleep on the floor. Come on. At work. Like he was there. Yeah. He was like, just them seeing that I'm there, I'm in it with them, boosted that morale. And I think that's really crucial, because it's like, I've noticed like even growing up with different jobs where you just like, you look at your boss and you have no idea what they had to go through or what they're even going through at the moment. Yeah. And you're just like, man, dude, I got fired from a job. Look, we all been there. I got fired from a job because I got caught up in the gossip. Granted, I was a teenager. Okay. So I was a teenager. I was an idiot. But I learned a really valuable lesson. So everybody, like all of his employees, all the people that were around there were talking about this guy and how lazy he was. He just doesn't want to do the work. And I'm this stupid idiot kid, like he getting paid to do the labor in the grind, right? Like, hey, go rake these leaves, go move this stuff, go move that. And I'm like, yeah, man, he just gets paid to do nothing. I'm like, homie, he pays you to do it for him. Exactly. Don't take away the value of your job. And so like, I got caught up in that whole agreement, right? And I think this is like something that like everyone should really pay attention to, is like, don't get caught up in the gossip. Be wise, don't be an idiot, and think about this stuff, because he found out, and then he comes and talks to me, and this guy really, like, he was such a great guy. And he even gave me an opportunity when I got older and I was like having hard times, and I was like, I asked for a job, and he's like, yeah, I'll hire you. But the moment that he talked to me about it, like, it was like instantly I realized, I'm so sorry, dude. Right. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I can't believe I even did that. I was like, I do not deserve to talk any trash about you.
Kind of going back to what we were talking about a second ago. I don't know, not sure where it came from, but my brother told me a good quote, and it said, it's a rising tide raises all boats. And I like that just because it's who you surround yourself with. if you're able to build each other up, kind of like you said, you can't do it without Lathan here.
Yeah.
Right.
That recognition is going to raise both you guys up, and I can really appreciate that. So
Absolutely. Most definitely, brother.
Yeah.
A rising tide raises all boats.
yeah.
No, dude, like, yeah, you got to get it while it's hot. If you don't have a boat in the water, the rising tide ain't going to do nothing for you, you know?
You'll drown.
Yeah. Well, dude, like, or like, yeah. So, actually, like, so this is you got a brick and mortar, which is like a whole nother side of business, right? Like, we don't have a brick and mortar yet. And we don't really plan on having a brick and mortar for, well, I don't want to say years because there's really no time limit to like what we're doing. But it's really like when the income comes in, I already have pre-planned like what we want to do and add on to the business, right? Like, so we want to get into the entertainment industry eventually, like have a branch, but that's like a whole nother business as well.
Right.
We got some crazy plans for that, which is really cool. But we also want to have a studio for like, say like podcasts like this, where we can offer like areas that we can. Well, maybe I shouldn't get too deep into it. I'm not going to give my top secrets out there. Just follow us because I'll probably spill the beans one day. So yeah, like speaking of like, so brick and mortar, we know that causes a lot. How has inflation affected your business?
To be honest, our overhead, it gets expensive, but it's not that bad. Okay.
Would you say it's more on the building side, or is it the materials you have to buy that inflation really hits
It's
you
more
most?
of the material side
Okay.
rather than the building, because what we're paying for the building, it's a basic building. It's only 850 square foot.
Yeah.
You guys know we're a small company.
Yeah.
And we don't need a lot of room right now for what we do. Yeah. I'm sure if an influx of people came and we got bigger, of course we need somewhere bigger.
Yeah, because I'm assuming a lot of it has to do with like where you store the shoes while y'all are working on it. And then obviously if you get more business and you're going to need more employees to have that quick turnaround time, that takes up space. And then you have to have more materials and stuff to clean them. So it's like, it just builds up. But I mean, when it comes to those numbers and the cost efficiency to it, like, is that something that I'm assuming that you have like really thought that through, since how long have you been doing this for?
I can't tell you the exact day of February, but the month we're in now.
Yeah.
I want to say Lathan, February 20th.
So you started this in February?
Yeah.
Dude, what are the odds? Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. We were we started cleaning we started cleaning 2019. Late 2019 I started in the backyard. And we mentioned earlier sneaker sales. That's actually how I ran into Lathan.
Yeah.
My name started spreading boom 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 throughout social media. I get a DM from Lathan and at the time I didn't know him. Kid wants to sell me some what was it? Panda Dunks at the time. And the Panda Dunks were hot. They were hot at the time, bro. I could sell them like hotcakes. So we ended up meeting at the mall and right here in Hammond, right over there. And he gets out, introduces himself. I'm just thinking it's another transaction. I got the money, ready to rock and roll. Let me check out the shoes, whatever. And as I'm getting in my car and I'm getting ready to close the door, he's like, "Hey, you think you could show me how to do this?"
Wow.
And he was one of the first out of all and this ain't on none of my friends or anything like that.
Yeah.
Out of all my friends, out of all the people that message me, out of all the people that DM me, he's the first to really ask, "Hey, can you show me how to do this? Because I see the vision."
Respect.
Yeah.
Respect.
No one around here is doing this. I see it.
I actually, Lathan, I want to know what actually went through your head in that moment.
To be honest with you, like before I met Real, like I was building houses, and I don't know, life was just like all my friends were going to school. Seemed like they had life figured out. I was just building houses, confused at life. Like I didn't really have a purpose, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Yeah.
And and throughout high school, I always loved shoes. I even tried reselling in high school. Just everybody was trying to do it.
Yeah.
So I really didn't like it. So I just always wanted to do something different.
Yeah.
I meet Real, and to be honest, I didn't have any intention of him, like of me asking him about this. It just something took over, and once I asked him, it paid off. We're from the same area. And
Yeah, good point. That's what blew my mind the most was we met at the mall. So I'm thinking, not to stereotype anybody, white kid meeting at the mall, he's got to be from Covington, Slidell. Like he's just trying to sell some shoes, whatever. And he pulls up on me. We do the transaction. He asked me, and I'm like, you know what? I'll take you serious, bro. If you're serious, I'll take you serious. He's like, hell yeah, I'm serious. I'm like, where you live? Independence. I'm from Independence.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where? He says, I live about 3 minutes from the town of Independence. I'm like, I live about 3 minutes from the town of Independence. And he shows me like how serious he is. He pulls his arm up. Show him the back of your arm.
Love it.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, well, as a matter of fact, I'm sorry, it was his leg. On your leg, he has a Jordan 1.
Yeah.
So in the parking lot, he's like, dude, he yanks his pants out. He's like, I'm serious. I love sneakers. I was like, you're it.
Dude, I love that. I love that.
So we find out we live,
minutes apart.
Right on top of each other.
Yeah.
And it just clicked. He's able to come to my house in, good 7 minutes. He's at my house.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is where the magic happens. It's a big yellow shipping container.
Oh,
and
wow.
I'm like, this is where it is. Now, I'll tell you this, Lathan. On the hot days, it's going to be hot.
Oh, yeah.
On the cold days, it's going to be cold.
Yeah.
It's not insulated. It's a metal shell.
Yeah.
But this is where it's going to start at.
Yeah, it's actually worse in the metal shell because it's hotter.
Right.
It's hotter than.
I have pictures of us still on my phone of myself, Lathan, Jamie, Jamie still works.
You put it in one of the posts.
Yeah. With our shirts off. Before we had the building, sweating, still pushing out orders,
Blood, sweat, and tears.
Oh, man.
Yeah, shout out to the Replay, by the way. If you want to follow them on their Instagram or TikTok account, we're going to put links down below.
Yes, sir.
If you're enjoying the podcast, be sure to like and subscribe because we're going to be doing more shows like this where we're talking to people and their real experience. And I think that's the thing that's interesting. It's like I love talking to Carthan. Like I said, we've been friends for like close to a year. Yeah. And it's just like you see all these people online trying to tell you like, oh, this is what I did to be a billionaire. Right. I made $50 million in 1 hour. Let me give you my 5 tips of success. And it's like that's just not the reality of business.
I felt that so many times too.
Dude, yeah. I mean, like, dude, it's
Gary
like
V got me.
And look, I'm not saying you can't get value from some of these people, but it's like, where are you at right now? Are you an entrepreneur that wants to start a business right now? Are you someone who is struggling through that? And this is just an opportunity to hear from other people's experience and learn from them, because I know like the Replay has come a long way in a year, dude. Like, and especially like it's like you're hustling, you're working a full-time job, and like when welding isn't just this like 9 to 5 type of thing.
Right.
Like y'all got turnovers and things like that can happen where you can work a lot of hours. So you really are pushing it. And I love it, dude. Like you really have like such a great spirit about it. Every time we had our conversations, I'd always leave your shop being like, man, I freaking love that dude. He's great.
Same energy, bro. Same. Yeah, the welding aspect, that's blood, sweat, tears, and fire. So mix all that together. I got so many scars on my arm, man, from getting popped and all that. But it's part of the game. And my 40-hour week job, it actually helped fund a lot of this too, because we wasn't getting it at first. We're doing okay now. Not even gonna bullshit. We're doing okay. We really are. We're not making a killing, but we're making a living. Yeah. And that's all I wanted to do, man. Yep. That's all I wanted to do. And I feel like at 29 years old, I'm 33 now. But at 29, when I first started this, I always wanted to find something I love to do, bro. And I don't know why, but I really enjoy cleaning sneakers. And it didn't hit me until I was cleaning sneakers, trying to figure out how can I make some.
And everybody's throwing their money away, and you're like, how can I get me some?
And, bro, that's coming from me. I've never been good at anything, bro. I'm not good at sports. I don't know shit about football. You could ask him. I don't know shit about basketball. I know how to play it because I played in the street and all that stuff, coming up as a kid, but I was always an outside guy. So, and we never had cable. So come to school the next day, hey man, y'all saw the Nuggets play to so-and-so. I'm like, no, I don't know none of the players. So that never stuck to me. But so I've never been good at anything like talking about it. But this, I realize I'm good at it. It's therapeutic. it teaches me patience because I'm a very impatient person.
Yeah.
I want it and I want it now type person. And sneaker cleaning helps me stabilize, so to say. You know?
Yeah.
Because, man, patience is the key with this. You ruin somebody's $700, $1,200, $2,000 shoe, they're gonna be some mad motherfuckers, bro. And
honestly, bro, like that word you said, patience, like that is a word I've been hearing a lot. And it's not just patience towards your product. I think patience is such a huge thing when it comes to business. Like, right, like we do YouTube and stuff like that, and that's one of the reasons why the verbiage has been very big, where it's like people want to be influencers and things like that. And whether it's YouTube, the YouTube social side, or Instagram or TikTok, it's like people always look at like, oh, we got overnight success. Like, it doesn't work that way. Building a real influence takes time, but so does a business. Because if you really look at it, what is a business? Why is social media so important towards your business? Because it's about your influence. It's about brand, right? Because it's like somebody else cleans shoes too, right? But it's like, why do you matter? I mean, one is accessibility, right? Like I'm not going to go to New Orleans get my shoes cleaned. Right. Like and if I don't want to spend the money on buying a new pair of shoes, I'm probably just going to wear my crappy pair of shoes until I can't wear them anymore.
Gotcha.
But now that I have an option that's convenient and it's right in my area, I can go and I can, like, what you've cleaned my shoes and you did a great job on them. And then literally like 2 days later, I'm like, Carthan's going to be mad at me. My shoes look bad. I'm wearing them right now too. Look, They're not clean, by the way. This is a condition that my shoes are normally in, and Carthan made them. Well, I say Carthan, the replay made them look new.
There you go, baby.
No, seriously, like I was like, dang, bro, they don't even look the same anymore. It's weird because I had this conception of what I thought they would look like, and I seen y'all clean a bunch of shoes already, and it's like I think my shoes, and I'm like, I didn't realize they were that white because I got so used to them being dirty. I was like, dang, bro. Like, so, like, okay. So going back on the topic of patience, like patience through, right. And knowing that I'm going to say this, like, and I hope this can be inspiring to any of our viewers too, is that like, I'm 38 years old right now. When I was in my early 30s, or late 20s, I was struggling, man. I was struggling hard. Like, I didn't have a dime to my name. My wife was working hard. I was trying to find a job. Well, actually, I was trying to hustle at the time. I was freelancing video work, and I just like, I didn't have any gear. I didn't have anything. And I'm like, man, I don't have money to get gear. I was struggling, dude.
Sheesh.
And I started thinking, I was like, man, I'm a loser. Like, I can't. No, seriously. I'm like thinking, and it was a dark place in my life at that point. And I'm like, I can't do anything. Like, I'm getting older. I have 4 kids, and there's nothing that I've accomplished, nothing looking like I'm going to accomplish something.
Come on.
And then something struck me. I realized, I was like, my father-in-law, my dad, my friend's dad, this person, that person, they all got stories about how they struggled like this too, and in various ways. And it's like, I look at them now and it's like, okay, because it wasn't at this time in my life, I was so poor. I was so broke and so like downtrodden that I didn't like, I was like, I just want to have security in my life. I want to be able to pay my bills. And I feel like my wife is looking down on me because I'm such a loser and all this stuff. And so like, I'm just thinking like, I want to get to this point of like security in my life. And then I realized like, hey, they're in their 40s and 50s or 60s now, and they're doing well.
Right.
And I just kind of like put 2 and 2 together that it's like, everybody's kind of an idiot when they're a kid. There's other people that are smarter and that are more financially good. And sometimes just personality traits work better in certain areas too. And it's like, I can change and I can learn from this. And so I really started to grow in this like mentor mentality of like, I need people, like I'm going to learn from the people that have done it. And it's funny because it's like, you get harped on your entire life as a kid that you need to listen to other people. But like, for some reason it just goes,
right over there.
You're like, nah, you're an idiot. Like, I'm not going to listen to you. And so now it's like every decision I make, and I really like, put that to the structure of my success now because dude, like, and this year, like our business is like now quadrupled. Ooh. Like in like literally like just a month, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy growth.
And it's like it's a buildup of what we've done and what we structured, but it's because I listen to wise people. It doesn't mean like I go like, oh, you're wise, so I'm just gonna like
show me the way.
And I don't think you should have like a point to point plan. You're still a person, like you still have instinct and you know what's best, but always consume that information and then analyze it. And sometimes you got to go with your gut. It's still risk no matter what you take.
Yeah, either route, either option.
But man, when you have all this information especially from people that you trust, and you go like, oh, they've been successful. Now you're working with information that you can really like analyze and make a better decision versus you don't have any information,
right.
Or you're listening to broke people that don't know what they're talking about. It's kind of like that person that don't have kids trying to tell you how to raise your kids.
Yeah. Right. They always talk the loudest, man. That's for sure.
Influence is everything. That's that saying that says, you are who you hang around with. Yep. I'm not saying don't hang around your friend that doesn't have any major ambitions. It's like just surround yourself around I will say, don't hang around the people that are tearing you down. Cut them people out.
Absolutely.
And that's not like, oh, screw that person, I hate them. It's like, I don't have time for that. Like, I love you, bro, but like, I'm going to go, like, I'm moving this way.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's not being rude or mean or anything. You can always have that open door to like a friendship, but I'm going to surround myself around people that are ambitious, that want to move forward, that are growing, and because I can learn from them, but also because our mentalities are on that same path, right?
Yeah. Right.
Which is why I love this. And I love talking to Carthan because like, man, we're on that similar path of like business growth and growing. And I can learn a lot from Carthan.
See, I think you hit the nail on the head with, I don't have time. I'm big on time, bro, because we're not here for a long time.
No.
Everybody got this notion that they're gonna die this old man, old woman in a bed surrounded by. That's not true.
That's not
bro.
Blessed no if one guarantees you're blessed
if we don't know how we're gonna go. We don't know when we're gonna go. And dude, even I
would tell kids when I was youth pastor, and they'd be like, "You're old." I'm like, well, yeah, it's a good thing. We don't know if you're going to make it to that.
Right. If you keep waking up, you'll get old too. I promise you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But like, even if you do live to be this 60, 70-year-old man, woman passing away, which, man, that goes by like that.
Yeah.
I'm 33, bro.
Yep.
Lathan's 21. I'll talk about.
No way, dude.
Yeah.
Dang, dude.
I'll talk about.
Appreciate that.
I'll talk about things that happened in 2003. Blah blah blah, and I forget that he's not my age, and he's like, dude, I was in first grade when that happened. Like, bro,
I was still playing.
I was watching Sesame Street,
right? I'm like, God, well, you young as hell. So time to me is flying, and I don't have time for the bullshit, bro.
Yeah.
If we're not on the same page, if you don't fit I guess my criteria. No offense to nobody, bro, but I gotta keep moving.
Yeah.
It's like I love you, but step aside.
Who was it? Gary Vaynerchuk? Is that how you say his name? You ever heard of him?
Yeah.
Motivational
Gary
guy.
V.
Gary V. I watched a reel he put out. This was a few years ago, man. And this kid runs up to his window as he's getting in his vehicle, and the kid says, "Gary, give me some motivation. I need some motivation." And he rolled the window down. He said, "You want some motivation? Here's one. You'll be dead soon." That struck a nerve, bro. Like, you'll be dead soon. Whether you live to be an old lady, old man, or whether you die tomorrow.
It's still soon.
It's still soon, bro.
Yeah.
My mom talks about, I remember when I was so-and-so, reminiscing and stuff. Like, life ain't bullshit with nobody, bro.
No.
And it's going with or without you.
Yeah.
And I just don't have time for the bullshit, bro. I want to make a staple.
Yeah.
For at least for my family, or at least for my son or future children.
Yeah.
My whole mission with this is not only do I want to do something that I'm passionate about and that I love to do, but I also want to show my son it's another route out there other than football, basketball.
Yeah.
College.
Yeah. College. You can do, bro. We started this from the backyard.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I want to, if I leave this earth, I want to just, if I could leave him with anything, it's proof that, hey, bro, you could do. It sounds cliche, but you can do anything, bro. That's so powerful. You could do anything.
It really
As
is.
a human being, we can create, or destroy. Like that. And that's what separates us from any other species on the planet.
Yeah.
We can create or destroy.
Well, dude, I think we get this like fantasy of like, you look at people like Walt Disney and Steve Jobs and, you know, look at Mr. Beast now, he's up and coming. It's like, you look at these people, like at least growing up, like you would look at these people like they're doing some kind of voodoo magic or something. Yeah. It's like, oh, there's no way. But what happened whenever Walt Disney was doing when he was starting out, he's like buying up all this land and people are like, this guy's an idiot.
Right.
A cult leader.
Well, he was, and I think that's like kind of like what we're both talking about is like that patience and focus of just like, okay, what did he do? He bought up all this land. He already had a vision, right? And then while everybody's calling him crazy, he starts going to places and he's like, hey, I want to change things, right? One of the things that Walt is pretty famous for, other than like Disney World and his money in movies, was that like his parks were always clean. Well, what did he do? He went around and he literally studied other places and he noticed like if there were more like trash cans in closer areas, but he didn't want to show trash cans either. But the more trash cans he had, the less litter he had on the ground. So the less people that he would need to clean up after that. And dude, like seriously. So it's like brilliant. You pay one price for like a trash can and maybe a little like keep up to make it pretty. But and the cool thing too is like you would know it's a trash can, but it blends into everything because it's themed.
Right.
Right. And I don't know if you ever been to Disney World. I was when I was like a kid, but it's like, it really, like, there's so many people there.
Oh, man.
And, like, think about it. Like, kids aren't, like, yeah, there's rude people that are just going to throw trash on the ground and stuff. But,
you don't get that anywhere.
Then you're going to get that through kids that just haven't been able to, like, you know, think about that kind of stuff yet. But I'm, like, walking around. Like, so I went as a kid, and then we went, it's been, like, probably, like, 4 years now since we've been. But I remember looking around, like, dude, you could eat off of these streets. Right. Like, it's crazy. So like, you know, he had that vision and the thing is, my point in saying all that is same thing with Steve Jobs. Like, he was crazy. You look at all the multimillionaire and billionaire people and you're just like, these people are insane. Like, I'll never be able to accomplish that. What did they have? They had focus and determination. They had a mission. And a lot of times it's like, you know, you look at Mr. Beast, he didn't have this like whole plan set when he started. He just had a desire and he's like, I want to be the best YouTuber in the world. Right. Like he's like, I just want to do this. And everybody sees him now. He's like over 200 million subscribers. That's a lot of people, dude.
Right.
That's on one channel. He has a ton of channels because he translated into Spanish and all these different languages. And then he has a gaming channel, which he's translated in other languages. He has this Beast Philanthropy, like he has Beast Reacts, like crazy, dude. Like this dude has so much stuff going on, but everybody sees that now because he's built his influence to an insane degree. But what they don't see, I mean, it's coming out now. A lot of people are starting to see this, but like, he was doing this, and I tell my clients too. I was like, because the people that do know who he is, I'm like, yeah, Mr. Beast did this for like 13 years before he started getting any leeway. Any leeway.
That's patience right there.
13 years.
It's focus and patience, that determination that says like, hey, I'm gonna do this even though I don't know what it looks like. And it's like, it's kind of like what you were talking about, and I was just reading this recently too. It's like, figure it out along the way, just get started, because that's the problem. Most people don't. And that's like, I when I started my business, I started building up a little bit of a plan, but we're still developing. And so like, I had this mindset, okay, this is how I'm going to be competitive and make money. But really my heart is like, I want to change the world. And it's like, you look at something like that and go, that dude is insane. And I'm like, good, call me insane, because Walt Disney was called insane. Right. Mr. Beast was called insane.
Absolutely.
Steve Jobs was called insane. Like you look even at, like, I use Martin Luther King at the same time because he's so passionate about what he believes in. It's like, okay, Martin Luther King disagreed with what was going on. Well, guess what? So did a bunch of other people. Martin Luther King was just the only one that had the gumption to move into it. Right. And so it's like, I tell people, I'm like, yeah, it's crazy, but I'm just crazy enough to just do it too.
Right. I'm with you on that, bro.
Heck yeah.
I think one of the biggest things that helped me is I used to look at people like business owners, and I was like, man, I wish I knew what they knew. And in the last few years, I kind of started to realize not everybody knows everything.
Yeah.
And you're never, like, I don't care who you are, you're Gary Vee or you're just some Joe Blow off the street, man. You don't know everything, and you don't have to know everything.
Right.
And that's not going to hold you up too.
I don't think anybody has it all figured out, man. I come to find out, like, a lot of people like to, like, let's just say upcoming rappers or upcoming whoever. A lot of people like to paint the notion of, I'm self-made. I did it on my own, blah, 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 bossed up. And I don't believe that, man. I don't think you can get anywhere in this world without help.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely.
Somebody somewhere, even if it was a stitch of advice, even if it was somebody that did something, you don't even know them, and they did or said something out loud and you just heard it.
Yep. You just
absorbed help. You just absorbed it. I don't believe anybody got anywhere by themselves.
It's like, bruh, like you're talking about a rapper. Like, did you shoot your music video? Did you produce your album?
Exactly.
Did you
edited all that?
Right.
Did you set up your shows? Did you schedule?
Do this alone, man.
You gotta leverage people. You gotta leverage people, and you gotta recognize their talents, and especially when you recognize somebody's better at something than you.
Oh, yeah.
Don't be their enemy. Make that person your best friend, because let them shine. All that's gonna do is make you look better too. Anyways, so I want to bring up a couple other things, and look, I'm gonna say first of all, like the employment side, because I think any business owner who has employees recognizes that there's definitely struggles when it comes to that. And obviously you want to create a brand that has a culture that really resonates with your employees. You want them to be engaged and ambitious about it. But at the same time, I think we had this conversation before too, where it's like, well, nobody's going to be as passionate as I am. Mm-hmm. And so tell me about your struggles. Tell me about your wins when it comes to employment and how that goes.
First, like I mentioned earlier, the first thing I look at is when it comes to employment is, does this person have a general interest in this shit?
Yeah.
Or is this somebody coming to get a job at McDonald's?
Yeah.
They don't give a
Yeah.
Because I have to look at any losses that we take. Mm-hmm. I lose the money.
Yeah.
And we're not dealing with a cheeseburger where if you put mayonnaise on it, they didn't want it, you throw it to the side and make a new one.
Yeah.
We're dealing with hundreds to potentially thousands of dollars worth of shoes.
Yeah.
One mess up, that shoe's ruined. I lose the money, not you.
Yeah.
So I try to look for people that are naturally into sneakers or naturally into sneakers and restoring.
Yeah.
And that lets me know where to gauge them at,
Yeah.
So if you just walk in, or if a person just walked in and, man, y'all hiring, just a quick test. What kind of shoe is that? A Jordan? Well, we know that. What number is it? I don't know.
Thanks for your time.
I kind of brush them away because I really want to comb through.
Yeah. Someone who actually
employees.
cares about this industry.
Exactly.
To at least to a degree, not just looking for the job to pass on. Because you got to train. You got to train your people.
That's wasted time.
It costs money, even though it's not it doesn't look like, okay, let me write a check for training here. But it's the concept of they're not going to be producing until they're done training, but I have to pay them while we're teaching them that.
Facts. Mm-hmm. I almost got to a point, or I have as crazy as this might sound, I want to get big enough to where if somebody did come to work for the Replay, I want to get so big, because the number one goal for me is I want to be the greatest sneaker cleaning company in the world. When you step in a piece of cake, you step on candy, you go to the fair, you ruin your shoes, Replay. I don't even want you to think about Kenmore, your washing machine. I don't want you to even think about that. I want you to bring them to us. That's my number one goal.
Got to replay them shoes, man.
All day, all the way. And this may sound crazy, but I want to get so big to where if somebody did want to come work for the Replay, I almost want them to pay me for training.
Yeah.
So let's just say, because what I'm teaching you a skill set you can keep. And, once you learn the basics, you can basically say, screw the Replay. I'm gonna go to my garage and
I'm gonna go do my own thing.
Right.
Yeah.
You literally can make money from your backyard. I'm a walking testimony of it.
Yeah.
So I'm giving you skills to where if you quit me, you can go anywhere in this country.
Yeah.
And say you do this, because I can't clean all the shoes in the world.
Well, I think that's the value of having a good brand, because it's think about it. If you And I do want to talk about like franchising and stuff as well, and see your interest in that, and if that's something you already have planned. But like, think about it. Like, if you go to a bigger known company, that company has probably built up trust because they got finances and stuff like in there. Yeah. You like, if you give your Jordans to some dude in the back of a garage, like it kind of could feel a little sketchy. Like, is this guy going to give me my shoes back? Does he know what he's doing? Is he going to rule in my shoes that can cost like what, up to like $700?
Right.
So, you know, it's like, that's a lot of value to be trusting somebody you maybe saw on like Facebook or Instagram or something. But if you have a brand where you're that company or that owner is pouring value into it, it's like, yeah, I can trust this more. Mm-hmm. And that's going to beat out those guys in here. If the replay's there, bro, and they doing a good job, why would I give it to my boy? Well, you know, why would I give it to my neighbor or whatever?
I look at it like, cause I come from that. I come from people not knowing me and still trusting me in my backyard to do the sneakers. When I look at things, when I'm thumbling through things like this, I always look at the demographic. I look at my area, where I'm at, and I look at poor people. We're all poor. Yeah. We're all looking for the best bang for our buck. So it's kind of like when you want an extension built on your house. Yeah. A lot of people, or some people will go hire a contractor to do it. Yep. It'll be done right. They'll pay more, but it'll be done right. Yep. But a lot of people will go get Joe up the street, crackhead, whoever they want to go get that doesn't have a commercial license. That'll come in and do it for cheaper. It probably won't be as pristine as that, but it'll be good enough. There's a lot of people that do that. Yeah, so absolutely. If I built my brand and the brand's trusted, it's global, it's big, there's still that portion of people that's gonna go to him because he's cheaper. Yep. Everything's sky high. We still get people that complain about our prices. Sometimes it's rare because I think most people that come into the store have a slight understanding of sneaker culture.
I have an idea for you, by the way. We'll talk about it after the show, but let's run it. But like, I was just thinking about it because I'm always thinking about your business for some reason.
Man, come on.
And I'm like, dude, what if Carthan did this? So we'll talk about it later. So like, you hired Lathan. Mm-hmm. You made him like your protege. Yeah. And really kind of like what you're talking about, like that's essentially an internship, except for internships, you don't charge them. Some
internships do. My sister
some internships actually do.
For a dietitian, and
you gotta pay to work for them. I notice, like, and I hate this. I'm gonna be honest. I hate this when I see churches do that. That's messed up in my opinion. But
agree.
Right? Yeah, like, come on, dude. Like I'm gonna pay you. Like, it's one thing, like, if you're making it clear, like, hey, we're doing a school.
Yeah.
But like, if it's an internship, and I think, like, to a degree can have some value. Like, honestly, like, I have a plan for interns in our field because it is true. It's like, dude, like, I'm willing to teach people for free. Mm-hmm. It's like, people think, like, one thing that somebody's got to understand is, like, well, I'm willing to come work for you for free. Yeah, half the time what you're doing is going to mess us up and slow things down because you have no idea what you're doing. You suck at this. That's why you're here, so that you can learn from us and gain value, and our investment is going to gain value in the future. Yeah. You know, if you're, and obviously, like, a lot of like high-end internships, there's like, there's applications to see, like, hey, this person, you know, kind of meets the criteria to say, like, they got potential, right? And, you know, we want to pay our interns, and we're still working up a plan for that. But we have like a step program for our business where it's like, you start here, you can move up here, you can move up here, you move up here, and it's really a line of, like, you can make more and more money as you grow. But so, like, you want to do interns, you got Lathan. He was essentially like an intern for you. Tell me a little about y'all's, like, beginning story and how that started.
Say one thing, this dude's like my big brother. No amount of money can make me change on this man.
Yeah,
this dude really changed my life for the better. That's why.
That's awesome.
I'm replay all the way.
With our we mentioned prior our first encounter meeting at the mall. Once he did, you know, introduce himself, took interest in it. That day.
Yep.
After I bought the shoes from him, you know, I'm getting in my vehicle. Hey, can you show me this? We found out where each other lived. In that same moment, I actually gave him the shoes back because I'm big on breaking bread.
Yeah.
If I eat, I want us all to eat.
Kept all
Heck yeah.
And
Yeah.
Oh, that's
first day.
crucial.
day
Wow.
one,
Yeah.
like
That's
day
real.
one, I told him, these shoes right here that I just bought from you, I want you to take the shoes and sell them, or I'm gonna sell them for you because I have a small platform now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sell them for you, and I'm gonna give you the cash to show you it's real, and it's also gonna show you I'm here to break bread, bro. I'm not here to hog all the money.
Yeah.
I want you to eat more than I am.
Yeah.
Because if you see the vision, if you see the goal, the money's gonna come.
Yeah.
I found out through, being passionate about something and having consistency, and I'm big on consistency.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doing it when nobody's looking.
Yeah.
And continuously doing it. Somebody somewhere is going to pay attention to you, and that works in the good in a good aspect or a bad aspect.
Well, you build a foundation that nothing ever changes, because eventually, when nobody's looking, somebody will see it eventually. But it's always been consistent.
Yeah, let's take a I hate to go dark here, but let's take a heroin user. If you do heroin or a drug addict, if you do drugs enough and you remain consistent in it, the world, without even knowing you, is going to say, "Hey, he does drugs.
He's
really
good at drugs.
He's good at it.
Good at it. You
And that dude's really good at getting high.
Yeah, you do so many drugs, you're able to tell if it's good or not. That's not good.
No.
Or that's a bad
yeah.
batch you made, bro. You might want to go back to the drawing board with. You became consistent through consistency. You became good at it, and it works in in a negative aspect or positive aspect. So I'm big on remaining consistent. But the day we met, showed him the game, sold the shoes for him, gave him the money, and from that moment forward, we just locked in.
When did he start like working? Working at the shop for you, or this was before you had the shop.
This is before I had the shop. Yeah,
we were a team, but it was kind of separate. Like he make his money, I make my money.
Yeah.
Because he told me, like I said, he gave me the game and everything.
Yeah.
And we made money as a team. But when we first started in the backyard, I'd reach out to people. He'd reach out to people.
Yeah.
Kind of like both hustling.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And some days, cause I was working at Lowe's. Like I said, I was building houses when I first met him. Working at Chick-fil-A, all that. And some months I'd make, I can't lie, $45 off cleaning shoes.
Yeah.
I knew, like you said, consistency. If we just kept going at it, we kept doing it.
And then,
happen.
And then y'all had the brick and mortar for about a year now.
Yeah.
So how long were you doing it before the brick and mortar?
Late 2019. So what, two and a half, something like that.
Okay.
My numbers are off, probably.
But you started. I remember we talked in 2020 when COVID hit. That's when you started really kind of get more inspired towards it.
Well,
right.
The business. How could I put it? It was weird the way we got the building. We got the building, but we got the building in what, December?
Yeah, we got
of
December
2023.
Yeah, we got
of 2022.
Yeah, we got December 1st of 2022.
December 1st of 2022, we officially got the building. So we're not open for business yet. Things are being modified, but in my head, the money don't stop. We got it. I got to keep making the money.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
We were still taking orders, not through the build. We were executing the orders in the building. We weren't open to the public yet until that next year, February. So I always say February is when we officially opened.
Yeah.
But we were cleaning shoes from late 2019 to all the way up until we opened doors February 2023.
So
go ahead.
Going back to what you said, those months where you were doing your 40-hour week job and you only made $45 on shoes that month. I'd kind of like to know where your head was, man, and kind of what kept you in it. I mean, we know Carthan over here is his energy is phenomenal. I'm loving it. So I bet that motivation was there. But what's kind of going through your head, and how'd you stick through it?
To be honest with you, I really, like I said, I've never really been dedicated to anything. Like I said, I always loved shoes. I had a passion for shoes. Like for me, it was always culture. Like you didn't grow up watching basketball. I did basketball, football. I just saw the culture with Allen Iverson, Michael Jordan, how they just made everybody. Like growing up, that you wanted to be them. You wanted to be them. But those long months, bro, like I always had a love for shoes. And it's just in the back of my mind, it was always, it's going to take off. Just be patient with it. It's going to take off.
Yeah.
So you believed in it?
I believe, because they had another guy, he does this, and he's pretty good at what he does. I'm like, he's doing the exact same thing we do.
Yeah.
He's doing pretty good for himself. all we have to do is just keep going at it, and it's going to pay off one day. And you know.
Heck yeah, man.
I love it.
Heck yeah. So you got a couple of gems. You said Jamie and Lathan. And what is your biggest issue? And then we'll move on after this. What is your biggest issue when it comes to like hiring new employees and finding new people?
Trust.
Trust.
That's a big one.
Trust, man.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by trust? Like, can you trust them not to steal from you? Can you trust that they're going to do the work properly?
As a whole.
Trust that they're only going to use 1.5 spray.
What's the worst saying? Without saying any names, we'll post a picture in the comments below. Just kidding. I'm joking. What was the worst experience with one of your employees? Any crazy stories?
We have a method in the shop to where when a sale happens, well, to start off, we buy, sell, trade, right?
Yeah.
We make it sort of fun to where this is a route to where my employees can make additional money, so to say.
Right.
So if somebody comes in, they want to buy, sell, trade a shoe. In this case, they want to sell a shoe. We'll all stop work, come up, take a look at it. If you're interested, bid on it. If not, go back to work.
Yeah.
No way. Okay.
So my employees, they'll come up front. We'll all bid on the shoe, and at that moment, in those moments, we're kind of working against each other because we all want the shoe for ourselves.
Right.
That way we can take it in the back, clean it up, and put it back out, and that's additional money for them. It's kind of like
flipping shoes.
Right, flipping shoes for each individual employee. So we had one employee, man, and he ended up flipping some sneakers for somebody, or somebody outside of the replay reached out to him. Hey, I know you work for the replay. They're pretty credible, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. Do you think you and I can make an outside deal and you could sell these to the replay and give me my money back when somebody comes in and buys them from the replay, and you give me my portion and you take your portion?
Yeah.
So the dude agreed to it. I'm totally unaware at this point, and the shoes ended up selling. They did.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, where'd you get all this heat from? Talking to the employee.
Yeah.
Oh, those are my shoes. I'm like, oh, well, they're your size. You wear a size, whatever. They're your size. So whatever.
Yeah.
I get a random DM from someone like, hey, do you have my money? I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And he sends me the screenshot of the employee and that person's conversation.
No way.
And the employee's basically lying, saying, yeah, the replay has your money. I have nothing to do.
Snap, dude. Yeah, killing the brand.
This guy was only 2 weeks in, and it really scarred me. Like, what if that dude who DM'd me was that dude?
Yeah.
To where he needed that money. His son had an operation, and he just, he could have showed up today and blew my brains out the way the world is now.
Yeah.
Over some money that I have no clue what's going on about.
People do it for way less.
Yeah, dude.
Right. So
I mean, people was already killing people for shoes, so.
Right. Yeah, man. So I was like, bro, I got to really monitor who the hell.
So how did you handle that situation with that guy?
Sat him down with a one-on-one, told him I don't move that way. I don't respect that. I don't appreciate that. You're tying not only my life, but my business that I put everything into.
Yeah.
I'm all in this business, bro. This is all out of pocket. No business loan, no nothing. This is all out of grinding, money management, and just pushing a vision. All out of pocket. I'm all in, and you're playing with it.
Yeah. At that point, it's not business. It's personal.
This is personal. So get and you got to rock. You got to go. Yeah. Because I'm willing to die, kill, or go to jail behind.
Yeah.
I don't play behind shit, bro. I feed my family with this.
Yeah.
I feed other families with this.
Yeah.
So, and you're playing with it, and you're only 2 weeks in, bro.
Yeah. No, that's messed up.
So,
did you give the guy his personal phone number and address? Go hunt him. No, I'm joking.
Those two guys.
Here's your guy. Let me show you where to get it.
I actually ended up getting on the phone with the guy that DM'd me. Said that, he understood. I ain't had nothing to do with that. Y'all got to handle that. But he's out of here. I knew nothing about that, bro.
Yeah.
He out of here. I don't get down like that because I believe in good business.
Yeah.
Good business goes a long way, dude.
Heck yeah, dude.
Being fair with people, giving them the best bang for their buck, and being honest with people.
Dude, I would be infuriated.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I'd be more mad than that guy.
Absolutely. And I don't like to mix business with emotions, but that hit me emotionally.
Yeah.
We've had issues with certain clients that have been shopping with us. You try to do them favors, this, that, and the third, but what I'm coming to realize is no good deed goes unpunished.
Well, dude, business is business, but betrayal is personal.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So
Quote that.
I try not to mix business with emotions.
Yeah.
Because like I mentioned just now, we have clients that come in and they've been shopping with us for a long time, bro. They have.
Yeah.
We'll do deals here and there, but I'm getting to a point to where, okay, my business is running legally functioning. It is everything cost. Those deals we did back in the day, we can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
I got overhead to cover. I got families to feed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got this material time. And the second you tell them no, it's you're bad. That's bad business.
Yeah.
Blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, this and the third. But you don't forget about all the times where I gave you a helping hand. I showed you some love.
As soon
And
as
the
you said
second
no,
I
that's
tell
out
you
the
no,
window.
I'm a piece of shit now.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm fine with that. I'm super cool with that, bro.
Because they didn't respect you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm super cool with that, bro. I'll see you around.
Yeah.
You know?
Dude, I'm not a huge Gary Vee fan. Like I am, but I'm not. Like it's really just like everybody. Like people say great things and then really stupid things, and that's definitely me too. But one thing Gary Vee did say that I'm like, I took that to heart was like, hire quick, fire quicker. Like if they ain't meeting the criteria, you just wasting money, and it's not personal. It's like, but I mean, what you just said is definitely personal.
Right.
Like, bye. But like if people, my standards when it comes to like hiring people is like, I want to mentor you. I want to help you grow. If this is where you're at, I might have thought you were here, but you're really here. Okay, well let's see how we can make this work to get you here and then to get you over here to the next point and to grow and to continue to do that. Even if I'm eating the cost a little bit, I'm willing to do that as long as you're willing to learn. Because if you're willing to learn and grow, then I can make you far more valuable. And my dad always tells me, my dad's a financial advisor, he's an awesome guy. He always gives me this like wisdom. He's like, when it comes to business, he's like, all right, the CEO for Disney makes he gets paid $54 million a year. And he's like, but guess how much he actually makes for them? $1 billion. And my dad said, so if you can make me $1 billion, I will gladly pay you $54 million.
Right.
And so it's like the point of that is really, it's like when you're hiring people, they still have to be worth the money, because what's the point of hiring them if not? Thanks. And so it's got to bring that value. I definitely want to like teach people and grow them in that value, because I know in the long run, really, like if you look at it too, it's like if you can solve a problem internally and help that person grow and get out of it, it's a lot cheaper than having to start back over and retrain somebody. If that person is willing to learn and listen,
I agree.
So I want to get on the topic of some of the situations in your shoes. There's another one that I want to talk about. We're running out of time here, but you've posted some crazy stuff on Instagram. Seriously, dude, like you've burned shoes on Instagram and you're like, hey, these are fakes. We don't play with that. Making a statement. Yeah. But one of the craziest things is you cleaned a pair of shoes that were like covered in blood.
Oh yeah.
Covered in blood because somebody got shot in them. And then, and you would never know.
Man, we didn't have a clue if that shit was gonna come out. Like, what I try to do is be brutally honest with people, man, because I feel like it goes a long way. I tell everybody that come in, man, don't expect Nike Factory New.
Yeah.
Some of the shit, man, I know we clean sneakers. I know y'all see the results on Instagram, but Instagram is where everybody puts their best foot forward.
Yeah.
We even try to put our worst foot forward on some of our posts and to let you know, to be, visually honest with you that everything isn't going to shake back, bro.
Yeah.
If you've been squatting in motor oil for 7 years and don't expect Nike Factory New. Don't come in here, man, I want these to look new. We get that sometimes.
We just gonna make them a different color now.
Right. That's all we can do.
Go ahead and paint them.
And we'll even tell people like straight up, hey, bro, go get a new pair. Don't even waste your money with it. Go get a new pair.
Yeah.
And I feel like
I think that kind of honesty builds trust, man.
Exactly.
Like, all right, well, I'm gonna go to this guy because he's not gonna just take my money and run.
Facts. Because
it's hard not to overpromise, man. I mean, you want to.
Man, that's what we don't want to do is overpromise. Because if you do that, they're gonna be looking for that every time they come in, and I don't want to build that type of rapport.
Yeah,
I want to let you know we do quality work, but the good Lord, He isn't working in the back.
That's right.
He ain't back there working. It's regular.
He's working in our hearts, but not in the back, homie, because this ain't working.
Yeah, or else you'd be walking on water.
The blood issue, thank God they came out, man. But that's another big part of the business that I enjoy about running the replay is the stories you hear behind how these shoes got this way.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get, this is my uncle's last pair before he died. I got shot in them. You get, I conceived my child at night in these. You get, man, we've heard all kind of stories, bro.
So what went through y'all's minds whenever y'all had, when y'all heard this story and you got all this blood on y'all?
Gloves.
I mean, on the thing.
Gloves.
Well, yeah, gloves.
Yeah, number one, gloves.
All right, guys, we're going to talk about safety today.
Right. Well, man, we had fentanyl, weed.
I was there when y'all had the fentanyl in the shoes. Like, I was going over there to film. Yeah, dude, I was going over to the film, and you weren't there yet because you're still working at your day job. And they're like, "Oh, bro, they got fentanyl in this." I'm like, "Holy crap!" And they're like, "Oh, we're good because we touched it." And they called you right away, which I thought was spot on, dude.
Right.
Like, because I'm there, you're not, and like get to see how your employees handle situations like. Call Carthan.
Right.
And like that's the best move unless there was already something that you've implemented. It's like, hey, call the owner and make him aware. Dude, like that could be a huge deal. Y'all could get pinned on that kind of stuff.
Right.
So
I try to push because sometimes they get complacent. We're supposed to, and I'm even guilty of it. And hear me out, viewers. I know this is gross, but sometimes we get so complacent. If the shoe isn't bad, or it doesn't smell bad, we'll go in there with no gloves just to go.
Get it quick.
We're just trying to get it in and get it out,
Yeah.
But the rule is, and the number one rule is safety first.
Yeah.
Glove up before you stick your hand in any shoe because you don't know you don't know what's in that shoe. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
That's how it happened too. Fentanyl came out, touched our leg, and
oh God.
Yeah.
We didn't touch the fentanyl. The fentanyl touched us, but we didn't die. Everything's good.
We didn't die, so we're good.
The stories and the items. We even found money in some shoes before, bro. But the stories and the items we find in these shoes, we don't blast anybody behind it. Is what it is.
Yeah.
But we've seen, we've heard some. That's the fun part of the business, bro. It makes it
interesting. Huh?
Makes it interesting. It's like, man,
y'all should get one of those jars they got at the tire places with like all the nails and stuff that they find in tires.
Yeah. Just start throwing shit
on
in
display.
You got like $1, some fentanyl,
and all kind of.
Maybe you use condoms, something like
like bag of blood.
What's going on?
But yeah, man, the stories you hear about how these shoes got in this condition is. It really keeps me going, man. You got some like avid collectors, man. I've been having these since 01, 04.
85.
Shoes that are older than him, like
85.
85.
Like, I mean, shoes can definitely be a novelty thing, man. I mean, that's where sneakerheads really come in, is that it really is more along the lines of like a novelty collector.
And it's dope that they trust us. That's what I like. You're trusting me with this jewel you've been keeping in your closet for X amount of years. You're trusting me to bring it back. So first thing I'm going to do is be brutally honest with you because I don't want to ruin that relic.
Yeah.
Or, if I could save it, I'm going to save it. But I don't want to be responsible for it. That's why I'm brutally honest about it. But just for the simple fact that people walk through our doors and they trust us, we built up the trust from our backyard. Because I remember struggling with people not believing
in what you could do.
In what I do. Or you got to send me half. Oh, so you're going to get half my money and half my shoes? Nah, I'm out. I've dealt with that for so many years. But I get it. You got to build that trust with the public. And what also helps content-wise is showing other people that have gotten their back. And gotten the results. And then they shout you out.
And you've posted a lot of stuff like that. And it helps, dude, it's that borrowing that influence, man, is super crucial. So you've had a lot of crazy different situations with shoes, stuff like that. I want to talk about y'all have been robbed.
Yeah.
Have y'all been robbed more than once, or was it just that one time?
It was just once, man. You take a look at
Well, dude, once is more than enough. Once is too many. And like, because I remember y'all had obviously you had like security cameras. And I think this is one of the issues when it comes to like a brick and mortar. But I mean, I guess it could happen with me too. You run around with like expensive equipment, and people be like, "Yo, give me that camera,"
Take it.
Yeah.
But
so tell me about it, dude.
About it.
What happened with it was, well, first you got to understand, we're not the first sneaker cleaners in the world. No.
Right.
Cobbler has been around for years and years and years and years and years. But there's other companies out throughout the U.S. that have gotten robbed. And one thing I noticed one thing that made me get the location where I'm at is it has a roll down door.
Yeah.
That I'm big on that. If it's just a glass venue in the front, I don't trust it, because looking at these other restorers that got robbed, literally on camera, guys will pull up in their car, hoodies on,
bust the glass,
up, bust the glass, run in, snatch and grab.
Yeah.
You have no info on them.
Yeah.
You have nothing about them. The car's parked a certain way to where you can't get the plate, none of that.
Yep.
And now you just lost thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
So I got the location because there's a roll down door.
Which can hurt a lot as a small business.
Oh, absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
Worth it.
But we did get robbed one time. Me being lazy, our back door wasn't what we have now.
That's right. I was there for that one.
Yeah.
I was there for that one.
It wasn't what we have now.
Like, not while it was happening, but yeah.
And pretty much a dude came behind and butter knifed his way in.
Huh?
And I got him on video and all that. So he butter knifes his way in. He comes in. And luckily, he comes in, he's looking around. I got money on the table, some cash, a cash sale I had. It wasn't very much, but it's enough. Yeah. On the table, he's walking around, and keep in mind the lights are off. This guy was smart enough to where before he butter knifed the back door, he killed all the units in the back, because we're in a 4-strip plaza.
Yeah.
No.
A 4-strip mall. We, 3 separate businesses. We're in the middle.
Yeah.
We're all smashed together. So each building has a unit. They're loud at night.
Yeah.
He comes in before he butter knifes the door and kills all the units by taking the switch out.
Yeah.
They're all on top of the
breakers.
The breakers, yeah. So he kills the noise. He breaks in. He comes in. He kills all the power. He shuts off all the switch.
Yeah.
And now he's just looking around. Luckily, again, shout out to Anthony Manzella. He hooked me up with a battery backup.
Let's go.
For your business.
Oh, snap.
So it gives you, if power's lost.
So you're able to still record on your cameras.
It kicks on for about maybe 3 to 4 hours worth of battery life to keep at least the security cameras running. Yeah. It allows you enough time to get to your business. So, but he pries it open, gets in, steals the dumbest ever.
No,
steals it's a little.
Dude must have been high out of his mind.
Had to be, bro. He steals my air compressor, and he steals my paint gun. Now the paint gun was pretty expensive, $200 something just for the gun itself.
Yeah.
But if you don't do this, what do you need that for?
Yeah.
I have thousands of dollars worth of shoes in the front, thousands of dollars worth of customer shoes on the shelf.
Yeah.
Cash on the table.
No, I see why you said that's a blessing.
Yeah, right. Yeah. He just takes that and takes that. But I think it was because when he killed the power, my alarm went off.
He got in a rush or something. When he killed the power,
it never went off. If the alarm would have went off and I didn't have the battery backup, he would have stayed and took everything. Yeah. But because he killed the power, but the battery kicked on.
Lesson learned, have a battery backup.
Right. Yeah, battery backup, bro. Save my
heck yeah, man.
Save my man. But since then, no problems. Yeah. And the vendors on side of us in the little plaza, we all look out for each other.
That's
good. That's good. You what's the craziest story of ever, like the craziest situation with like maybe a customer or something that you're like, no, this dude can't come back?
This was a while back. It was partially our fault. Because it's just trial and error.
Yeah.
We've never ran a business. We've never, so it was trial and error. We had a guy and his old lady come in,
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a guy and his old lady come in. They came in together. Guy drops off his shoes. And, we take his order as normal.
Yeah.
We get finished with him. The wife shows up, a few days later.
Yeah.
Or the girlfriend who allegedly, whoever she was.
Yeah.
She shows up. Hey, I'm here to get so-and-so shoes. We're like, all right. Not thinking. Gave them to her. Because they came in together.
Yeah.
Well, in between the time of, starting the shoes and finishing them,
Oh, they broke
They
up.
got in a fight. So we get a phone call. Hey, this is Real with the replay. Man, y'all gave that crazy my shoes. Why would y'all do that? I dropped them off to y'all. And, I can't argue with him because he's right.
Yeah, he's right.
He gave us the shoe. We just assumed because she was with you that day, that you're good.
Yeah.
So she showed back up, got his shoes, and wouldn't give them back to him.
Yeah.
Luckily, this guy was understanding, and he was like, "Bro, yeah, y'all just need some kind of system in the play, bro." And
I was gonna say, like, kind of
whoever
like,
drops them off
when we were doing like kids stuff, we for like church.
Yeah,
you'd have to have their ticket. I don't care if you're the person that dropped them off, you ain't getting your kid back until you give it. I mean, we'll give the kid back, obviously, but it's like, I need that ticket. Go find that ticket.
Right.
They had a husband or a mom and the dad. They were divorced, and dad comes in. Mom drops kid off. Dad comes in, knocks out mom, puts her in the closet, takes her ticket, and then goes and picks up the kid. And essentially he what do you call it? Like he kidnapped his own kid because he didn't have the rights to have it at the time. And so like,
to society.
Well, dude, like I had to consider all that stuff whenever I was pastoring, because I'm like, I'm going to take the safety. And so like this one guy comes in and he had the ticket, and he was like he was claiming to be the grandpa. I'm like, I don't know you.
Right.
So like, even with that, it's like having a system to go even further when you start raising that suspicion of going, yeah, okay, because you don't want to be rude, and they might have, and they got the tickets, but I care about these kids. I don't want to just let them go. And so like, we went and ran some checks. We got mom. We wanted to make sure that before we hand this precious kid over to him. So I'm just saying that like the same thing can apply with that, as like,
oh yeah,
you got the ticket, bro. Like, I don't know, like, especially when you start increasing that business more and more, volume, it's like, man, I can't keep up with like who came in today.
We do a 2-step verification now. Like, so if hypothetical, you drop off your brother's shoes, right? You're dropping off your brother's shoes. We're gonna ask you right then and there, are you picking these up or your brother?
Yeah.
Okay, so we need your brother's information.
Yeah.
Because I don't really give a who drops them off. I'm more concerned with who picks them up.
Yeah, who needs to pick them up?
So you sound like you need an app.
Bruh.
Look, like, like when you go pick up groceries or something at Walmart or something, it's like, and it's not you, like you can just like give that information over to the person, and it's like, you're no longer liable for that.
Exactly. So right now, if Joe drops off his shoes for Benny, we need Benny's information. So when Joe drops them off, Joe, who's picking these up? My brother Benny's probably going to pick them up. Okay, we need your information for one.
Yeah.
Then we need Benny's information. Yeah. And we'll give Benny a call and say, hey, are you picking these up? Yeah, I'll pick them up. So whenever the shoes are done, if Joe comes back, Joe still can pick them up. Yeah. But only if we give Benny a call at the number that Benny gave us and say, hey, is this Benny so-and-so? Yeah, this is Benny. Yeah. What shoe did you want your brother to pick up? It was a Jordan, blah, blah, blah. Okay, he's here now. His name's, so we'll match it up. Yeah. And, we'll allow it then. But other than that, if you dropped them off, you have to pick them up.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. That still sounds like a lot of headache, especially if you're like looking at the long run of it, like when you get more and more business in, and then like you having to chase people down and like, hey, but it's this worth it. So I know it's worth it now, but I'm like, dude, I really think like look into getting an app for that, because all you really need is just taking that liability off of you. I think that would be, look, I'm looking at to get an app program for our company too, because it's like all these, we have very specific organizational needs, and he's our operations manager, and so like I want to look out for him, because if it may cost like a chunk of money for this now, but in the long run I'm gonna spend a whole lot more money wasting it on him, and I'm not like, because like he's doing the tedious task when he has way higher value than that. So like, hey, let the robots do it. Right.
Trust me, like I said, we're not making a killing, we're making a living. When the money starts truly flowing in, and as we grow, I want all that place, bro. Oh yeah. I'm willing to spend the money on quality and the right systems. Yeah. Because I know they'll pay off in the long run versus going cheap, penny pinching, and we do something and it costs me 10 times more. You know what I mean? So
I think you're killing it, dude. Like, and from the consumer standpoint, man, I have no problem jumping through an extra hoop or two just to make sure that what I handed over to you is taken care of. Oof. And I think you might get some gripe on that, but I think in the end, most people will appreciate it.
Yeah.
Most definitely, man.
And look, I know that I'm a customer of yours, and I actually plan on to continue to be a customer of yours.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
I want to continue to like kind of shed that light on the replay, because I do feel like even though you're in a good location, minus the lack of parking, that's the only complaint I would have. On that, bro. It's like, you know what? Just go park at the gas station, cross the road, risk it. It's worth it. Like honestly, like I still feel like a lot of people, like you got a pretty decent online presence right now. Like, it's been building, bro. It's been building, man.
Yeah, I'm saying.
And but really shining that light locally, and I feel like there's a lot of untapped market with your business. And look,
locally it still is, bro. There's still a lot of people that don't know.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Because it's like you drive by, you look at the replay, and that's part of like brand establishment, is like knowing that like what the replay means,
right?
And I know you have like sneaker laundry, but like just on passing, it's like you're not gonna be like, oh, they
clean shoes.
Clean shoes.
Right.
Just kind of establishing that. I think a good word of mouth, and I hope that this podcast really kind of helps in that area too, because right now, I mean, like just the viewers from the last episode, like, dude, my phone was blowing up. My Instagram was blowing up. And I know we only had like, at the time, the Luma episode only had like around 230 views, which is obviously low in YouTube numbers, but when it comes to like locally, that like a lot of people are reaching out, different things, like people were like saying like, dude, love the show and all this stuff, which was awesome. But then we're getting like calls about like business. And then I was talking to another person that we talked about, and they were like, dude, I was getting a bunch of messages, cause we were praising that person. But so like, it's cool. Like, and that's what I'm hoping that this podcast does, but not just locally. I really want to expand it on, in the nation, because I know that we've talked quite a few times about like you doing like online sales too, like where people can ship in their shoes, and I know you're working on the process of that. So
we actually got it rocking and rolling. I got with a FedEx rep, and we actually had our first. I ain't gonna say our first one, because we've been getting shoes shipped to us. Yeah, it's just the process we did. We kind of covered the shipping.
Yeah.
We came out of our own pocket. We'll go to the post office. Yeah. Pretty much the long, drawn out way of shipping back. Yeah. Now we're shipping as a business, and we actually got our first official as a business.
Heck yeah, dude.
Order in. I want to say 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So how do they get connected with that?
If a person wanted to ship us some sneakers, what they would do is take whatever sneakers, put them in a box. Please consider the size of the box, because the bigger the box, the more money you're paying for shipping. Yeah. Obviously, we've all shipped before, but just throwing it out there. But if a person wanted to ship sneakers to us, you take your shoes, you put them in a box. We would like for you to take a piece of paper, write your full name, your return address, your email, and your phone number on that piece of paper. Stick it in the box, then ship it to us. That way, when we get it, we open it up. We know it's Joe Blow. His number is blah, 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 blah. Here's his email. We go ahead and throw you in our system, and then we'll give you a personal phone call from the replay and walk you through your order. Okay. Whether that be via FaceTime or over the phone, we'll walk you through your order and figure out what you want done versus what you want to pay for it. Walk you through the services, because a lot of people don't know what they need for their shoes.
They just want it to be better.
Right. And once we walk you through your service, we'll collect payment. We'll send you an invoice through your email. We collect payment. We begin the process, and then once we're done, ship them right back out.
So is there a website, or is it just your Instagram account that they need to go to get that information? Look, and I'll put it in the description below. Mm-hmm. And look, if this video gets up to, let's put it at a low number. If this video gets up to like 50 likes, I will pay for somebody's order.
Y'all can do 50 likes.
Ooh,
bro.
check that out.
Do 50 likes. 50. Put in the comments below that you want me to pay for your shoes to get cleaned by the replay. I want to support these guys. They're freaking awesome.
We trying, bro. We trying.
Look,
no, we're doing. Damn that, we're doing.
Don't make us look bad. Give us the likes, bro. Like, but no, seriously, like we'll pay for it. We'll pick you out in the comments as well. Just put in there like hashtag I want my shoes cleaned or hashtag the replay. There we go. Hashtag replay.
Hashtag replay my shoes.
Go follow Carthan or the replay on Instagram. I'm gonna have all those links below.
_replay. Simple as that.
And look for anybody that's like, I don't care about when I just want my shoes cleaned, or just to have the information for later as well. I'm gonna put all the information that he just said in there as well. And so we're about to close out, but I do want to talk about one last thing, and that is your donations.
Thank you.
So like you, yeah, he was like, wait, we have to talk about this.
I was about to blurt it out.
I actually got to film some of it. It was really cool. I loved it. But you like, it's every year, right? Yeah. Every year you essentially like allow people to donate shoes, like their old shoes, but they looking nasty. And I've seen them because they look pretty bad shape. Your team cleans them. And then y'all give them out. Like y'all just kind of like put the word out and have a day where it's like people can come try on the shoes. Y'all help them try on the shoes and just give them away, which is
this
awesome.
This event we named it Christmas in August because we do it in August.
Yeah,
and we try to do it. We'll start collecting around late June, early July, and we'll give them out in August to prepare the less fortunate kids that are going to school. Because like I've said before, we all grew up poor.
We all grew up broke.
We all grew up broke, bro. So if I'm able to put at least a name brand pair of sneakers on a less fortunate kid's foot, that's one less thing they got, bullying from a bullying aspect. Yep. That's one less thing they got to deal with. So Christmas in August, we usually partner up with the Groom Studio, which is a barbershop. Yeah. In the downtown Hammond area. Teal been rocking with me for a long time.
Is that downtown Hammond or Ponchatoula?
Downtown Hammond. They just moved locations, man.
Did they?
Teal is booming.
Yeah.
I give them that.
No way.
Shout out to the Groom Studio,
I walked
bro.
by the other day. Yeah, they got it looking good in there.
Yeah. Hey, we have to get them on the show.
Oh, absolutely, bro. Teal's phenomenal, man. Yeah. That dude has been the growth from Teal, man, and the way he cultivates his team and his business. Yeah. I look up to Teal in a lot of aspects, man.
That's awesome.
I really do. But we normally partner up with the Groom Studio, and like you mentioned a few moments ago, we do take our bins, our trash cans, so to say. They're clean trash cans now, and we'll put them at locations like Chick-fil-A. We'll partner with them, Spoga, local gyms. We'll put them there as drop-off locations, and all we ask for is we don't care about the name, brand, or the brand of the shoe. Although we're looking for name brand shoes, anything we'll collect and take anything, but we're looking for name brand shoes to eliminate that bullying aspect. Yeah. But people will drop you drop them off at this location, we'll collect them, and this is all out of pocket too. Yeah. It's all out of pocket.
Yeah.
Not saying that I'm looking for any help or anything. It's just something I've been passionate about. Yeah. And we've done this before we even had a brick and mortar. We were doing this back in my backyard, still out of pocket. And we'll take those shoes, clean them up, and have, the less fortunate families show up, and they can pick whatever pairs they want. Yeah. And on average, we normally give out over 160 pair of shoes.
Yeah, man, that is phenomenal.
So what's your goal? I love that. What's your goal? Like what in the next 5 years, what's your goal that number to be?
All hands for baby.
Yeah, the whole spiel, bro. The number.
All right, we're gonna say 10,000.
10,000.
We're holding to them.
If I had to fine tune that goal, I would like to get it to where we can get. It doesn't have to be the top quality shoe, but I would like to get new shoes.
Yeah.
New shoes. That way, because some of the shoes that people donate, they're a little rough. They still have life left in them, but they're a little rough. But I would like to get new shoes, and again, they don't have to be the top of the line Jordan. Just something.
Don't do your junk shoes. Give shoes that are like like decent, you don't wear them. They might be a little dirty and scuffed up, but if it's like if the soles are all like falling apart, it's like then you can't give that away anyways. Right. Yeah, we're just gonna burn it like in one of your videos.
Right.
Dude,
that's what you should do for all you people giving out crappy shoes. This is what we do.
Yeah, man, and
make a good reel.
We that's basically it on it, man. It's just the genuine joy you see from these people coming in. Yeah. You wouldn't believe how many people show up for this, man.
That's like people
really, it's like Christmas. Right. I mean, that's why you call it that.
People really, there's a lot of people that really don't have, man. Like, don't get me wrong, they're not dirt floor poor, but they don't have enough to go get the fancy schmancy.
Yeah,
they're coming in shopping for their whole family, bro, to get ready for school.
Yeah.
And like that hits my heart a certain way that I helped y'all save something, bro.
Yeah.
Well, dude, when you look at families and a lot of the struggle, I mean, inflation has a massive impact on how, especially a lot of like single mother homes can affect a family to make it even more difficult when daddy's not around or some situation happens where, you don't have that extra income or, maybe it's just a bad situation as a whole. And these kids are paying for their parents' mistakes and their circumstances, right? You know, I'm not saying like every person that's poor, it's because of their fault. Like sometimes it's just situational and it's hard to get out of these holes, you know? But dude, yeah, like it's not their fault. And I love kids, man. Like, and so like, both, I'm so for it, dude. I'm a kid at heart
myself, bro.
Like, I will come, let me know next time. I'm going to come film it for free, bro. Like we're going to like, that'll be my donation towards it, you know, to make content. And,
I appreciate it, I really want to be involved with that as well. Cause like I said earlier, that one hits close to home. My mom, God bless her. She did everything she could, but she raised us as a single mom. And, I went very long periods of time without new shoes.
Yeah.
So, dude, I really want to connect with you on that.
Oh, absolutely.
What I can do to help out because I love that.
Absolutely. I think we all could relate on that, man.
Sam will organize it for you.
Come on. Come on.
The skills.
We'll get it going.
No, it's awesome, dude. Look, love you guys. Y'all are awesome. I will say Lathan should have, you know, shut up a little bit more because homeboy just talking like it's hard to talk with you, man.
No, dude, I did the same thing. I didn't say it was an hour and 45 minutes. I didn't say anything until like the last 5 minutes.
Look,
I was just listening to y'all, bro. I was like, I was here, but I was like, man, I like this. Like I'm watching the TV more than anything. I'm like,
man, we got a screen in front of us talking about this. And look, I will say, like we said a lot of different city names like Independence and Hammond and stuff like that. That's all based in Louisiana. We're roughly about 40 minutes from New Orleans, which is pretty known. So that way, if you do send your shoes to Carthan and the replay, you'll know exactly where they're going. Look, I've used their service. It is great service. They're awesome guys, and I definitely put my stamp behind it. I'm going to continue to be. I'm actually about to. Are y'all going back to the replay today?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, I'm probably going to follow y'all and go grab a hoodie because they got merch too, man, and it's dope. Their branding, I will say, your branding is really awesome. Kind of hits that like retro wave 80s vibes to it, but it's also like, you know, new and stylish, and I love it. Their branding's awesome. So yeah, all the information down below to be able to check it out. I'm going to put the information in there in the description as well to be able to send your shoes to the replay and get those shoes clean on a budget instead of having to spend hundreds of dollars for a new pair, man. Look, if you enjoyed this episode and you want to see more content like this where we talk to entrepreneurs and business owners that are just living out the grind, be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. That's going to help boost our algorithm to be able to reach more people. We really appreciate you guys, and we want to hear your story. If you're starting a business, let us know in the comments down below.